Welcome to Hempin Happiness, folks. This is Dee Dee Taylor, one of your hosts.
This is Beth Panatti, the other host.
So welcome. We took a little hiatus for a little bit. September was a crazy busy month for us. Plus it's my birthday.
And my birthday.
And her birthday. So we both celebrated our birthdays. And we both kind of took little vacations too. So it was hard for us to connect. So we thought we'd get one in today and chit chat with you about a few things. What is the first thing we're going to be talking about, Miss Beth?
I want to kind of circle back to THC-P because I heard an interesting story today, and this is something I think a lot of people need to know. Like we talked about before, I tested the THC-P cannabinoid. So they say it is a natural cannabinoid, and what it does is it binds that THC molecule more tightly to your brain. So what I think is happening, not only is it more potent, but it lasts so much longer.
Right.
So that's kind of scary because you expect your THC to last maybe 6 to 8 hours, not 3 to 4 days. So I heard
couldn't function.
I couldn't function when I tried it.
Yeah.
It was very difficult. But we had talked to another employee that had given a sample of a vape to her husband who had a stroke. And so she thought after using this product that maybe he was experiencing symptoms of a stroke or something else was wrong. Took him to the doctor to get all these tests done. He couldn't stay awake. He was felt dizzy, couldn't lift his arms. He felt really heavy. All of those things that I said is a side effect of that. But she did not realize that until she heard our podcast. She went and looked at his vape and scanned the QR code and read that it was 45% THC-P. So I don't know what kind of milligram dosage he was taking, but he was using that over those, week or so because he uses the Delta 8 vape regularly, and it really does help him with his pain issues and everything. So yeah, once she saw the podcast, checked that vape, that's what it was. And as soon as he quit taking it, he felt so
all
much
the
better.
Symptoms disappeared. Isn't that crazy, folks? You got to know what you're taking.
I know. But more and more THC products, that's the samples we're constantly getting in now. More of those are getting out on the shelves. I see them everywhere. Don't use this. I'm serious. It's terrifying because
that's a shame.
You want to take it to feel better,
right?
Not feel worse or take you the high. I mean, she was taking him to doctors for 2 weeks.
Yeah, because you're feeling ill.
Well, they tested him for COVID. Thought maybe I mean, he was tested for everything and just comes to find out one bad cannabinoid.
Damn.
I know.
Well, if it's a cannabinoid, we're still thinking about that, right?
Man.
But I'm glad she figured it out before. I mean, because you said she thought he might be getting ready to have a stroke.
Right.
That's scary.
I know.
Well, and those kind of symptoms that are associated with a stroke. I mean, good gracious.
Well,
why would you want to take THC-P if that's the kind of things it makes you feel?
Makes you feel like, there's something really, really wrong with you.
That's scary.
Luckily, I knew what I did. So I knew this is not normal for me, but I knew it would wear off eventually, but I didn't know it'd take 3 days to wear off. So
well, I'm glad he's better and those symptoms stopped. How insane.
I know. So I wonder how many other people, because this product is everywhere. And that's what people are trying to push more because it's not restricted like Delta 9 is. People aren't coming down on it like Delta 8.
Right.
Whereas this is so much more dangerous. But yes, let's put it everywhere. Let the people have it.
Surprisingly, I'm surprised that Kentucky allowed it.
I know.
I mean,
and they don't care how many milligrams you put into a gummy.
Right. They won't allow THCO, and even though I won't sell THCO either because it's acetate, but the court ruled the THCO was legal.
I know,
don't know if you saw that, which
and
I was
that is a
surprised.
synthetic, and it's extremely dangerous too.
You're putting acetate and THC. THCO is not natural. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy. So, well, thanks for the update on that, because I had no idea. Yeah. But I've been involved in my own little life lately, so
well, and I didn't know either. But yeah, she said it was our podcast.
Watched our podcast.
Healed her husband. So
wow, wow. There's a reason we do these podcasts to educate.
That's
Damn,
right.
That's crazy.
But we can talk about some good things with THC. So of course, we're always looking at the research.
Always.
I love this. There's a new study. It's a study on mice, of course. That's what they always do first. But that low-dose, long-term administration of cannabis compound reverses brain aging.
I think that's phenomenal.
That you can reverse aging.
Heck yeah.
I mean, I understand, like being a neuroprotective. Yep. Like CBD
But reverse it.
But reversing damage that... So it's helping reconnect these synapses. That's where it works. But yeah, and our CB1 receptors. So cognitive function is how they measure brain aging. It's a decline in cognitive abilities, and they always thought it was a result of deterioration of brain cells in those connections. So they're finding that the endocannabinoid system has a big role to play in establishing those synapse connections. That it reversed, significant age-related deficits in learning, memory, and neuron survival. So that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
THC doesn't make you a dumb stoner and things like that. Yeah, it can
not at all
reverse.
I think that is phenomenal. I mean, you know what though? Now I could see where your short-term memory may be a little
that
bit
is
more
definite
of an
a side effect of THC.
But that's usually right when you're using it, not like all the time.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
And I think the older we get, the less we're not as,
with it.
Yeah.
Snap it.
Viral. What is it?
Viral?
Yeah, whatever.
Virility?
Yeah, virility. Yeah, there you go. But if this, dude, that's almost like discovering the fountain of youth.
Right.
At least for your brain.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Who cares what your face looks like? If you got a sharp brain, you're still good to go.
That's right.
Everybody needs a brain. You can live without your looks. You can be ugly as sin and still be a good person. So that's pretty cool.
Brain. Yeah,
that's neat.
So that's amazing. That's just a neat study. So we'll continue to follow up on that. I love that we're getting these studies in. We haven't had these studies for years. We couldn't study it because you could only have one little plant from one place.
And I think that is just phenomenal that they're doing so much more research and finding all of this stuff. I think it's incredible. I read the other day, I don't know if this is on your list to talk about, but they talked about how CBD can kill mosquito larvae.
No, I never heard that.
Oh my God, dude, I hate mosquitoes. They love me. They love me. But how awesome is that?
Wow. I would love to get a mosquito and put some CBD oil and see what happens. Is it just the larvae or could it kill?
I don't know.
Let's go catch some mosquitoes tonight.
Let's see. The damn things. As soon as I step outside, if it's after like that dusk, forget it. They're finding me.
I'm attacked. Yeah.
Me too. I like being outside, but I cannot stand. I cannot stand them damn things. That is the only good thing about winter, if you ask me.
Yeah. And I hate spraying the chemicals all over me to keep them off because it's like it's a commitment. If I'm going to spray all these chemicals, I got to be out here for a few hours. I'm not going to go out for 5 minutes.
Well, we did that. So we went down to Dale Hollow and enjoyed ourselves after getting our applications in for the medical.
Yes.
So we need a little break from all that, from that fiasco. Yeah. And he wanted to go on a hike, and I'm like, I'm not going in those woods without DEET because I'm chicken. I am so afraid of ticks and getting bit by a tick because of Lyme and the Rocky Mountain fever stuff. Because I cannot eat sushi; it's disgusting, and I'm terrified that that's gonna happen to me. I have a cousin that can't, and I love meat, so that would really suck. Like I guess it's potatoes. I eat potatoes all the time, but you get sick of that stuff. So I'm just like, oh my God. So we went and got, and of course I think it had DEET in it, or maybe it didn't have DEET. I don't know, but I sprayed it all over us. So we get out there on our hike. Of course, there's freaking spider webs. I'm like, you're walking in front because they ain't getting me.
You need a stick.
Get you first. That's what he did. But we got drenched. A big downpour came. So we got soaked. And I swear, my car still smells like that off from wet off. And I had to have it detailed because it was so disgusting. My car stunk so bad after that trip. But just so you know, I had a girlfriend. She owns, I think it's called Port Royal's Hemp out. I don't know exactly where it's at in Kentucky, but she made a spray. And I didn't have it with me. And I'm like, why didn't I have it with me? But it and it works. No bug bites, but it has CBD in it, and then like lemongrass and a few other essential oils. So keep that in mind.
I know. And I think we need to come up with our own bug product. Right? That'll be on our agenda for next year for real.
Our own bug product.
Because I do feel like our clarity with the lemongrass keeps the bugs away.
Yep. Lemongrass and spearmint. Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. So what else you got?
All right. So helping people with arthritis and rheumatic conditions. They're showing a reduced use of opioids when you're using medical marijuana.
Heck
we hear that everybody comes in with arthritis. Everybody's got arthritis at our age, just one of those natural things. But they found using medical marijuana allowed them to reduce or stop using these NSAIDs, which are bad for your liver. That would be your ibuprofen, Tylenol, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications.
Yeah. People don't realize that either, Beth. You know that, right? Like, people do not realize how bad those medications can be for your liver.
Bad. I'm seeing a lot more.
They're over the counter.
Right. People our age, and it's not, everybody associates fatty liver with drinking or things like that.
I mean,
we are getting fatty liver from our overuse of these NSAIDs.
I can totally see that. I can totally, like, I have a little bottle, but just for like emergencies. And that is like for people that don't use cannabis.
Right, I know, exactly. Everybody comes to my house, you got any leave? I was like,
I've got cannabis.
Don't need it, right?
Cannabis instead.
Exactly.
Duh.
I know, that's funny. Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Oh, but I can see that.
Yeah, and people with arthritis, you're just taking that stuff like candy. If you don't take it, you can barely function.
Right. So lots of ibuprofen.
Right, and these milligrams are high, and so they're using cannabis instead of that, opioids, sleep aids, and muscle relaxers. So that's cutting down your medicine cabinet to just one thing.
I bet Big Pharma loves that.
They do, sure.
Because they're not
listening.
Yeah, right. Oh, please. They freaking love that, I'm sure.
I know.
No, they're going to lose money because people want to try a plant instead.
I know. Yeah, but this study, it was 763 participants. 62.5% reported substituting medical cannabis products for medications, including all of those things. 54% opioids, 48% sleep aids, 29% muscle relaxers. So leading up to that, I come into our next subject, and that is they're finding, well, even I want to add this too, in the Journal of Nurse Practitioners, medical marijuana was associated with reduced prescription drug use, improved well-being, and symptom intensity among adults with anxiety, depression, insomnia, and chronic pain.
Everything we've been preaching.
All of these things,
All of these things we've been talking about for years now.
So that in turn can lead us, there was another study, nationwide statewide legalization of medical marijuana could save $29 billion in annual health insurance costs.
$29 billion
for the health. For us, our health insurance costs, our employers, our,
oh yeah,
everyone who, it benefits all of us. And so, they are finding in states where they have made medical legal. It says over the first 10 years of a state implementing medical cannabis laws, we found evidence of reductions in health insurance premiums for single and employee plus one coverage plans. In addition to lower single employee premiums, costs for employee plus one coverage plans were $348 lower per employee in these states where they have medical available. So those two are, going hand in hand. So if you can reduce our insurance,
that's
because
phenomenal.
Yeah, you don't need to go to the doctor as much. You don't have the side effects of the prescriptions that the doctor prescribed to you.
A lot of people go to the doctor for anxiety.
Yes,
and then the doctor gives you Zoloft or whatever the other meds are, Lexapro, Wellbutrin, and all those things.
Or you get addicted to those opioids, and you're going back because you got to get that fill. So
God, that's crazy.
With this study, in the International Journal of Drug Policy, found that cannabis significantly reduced opioid cravings for people using opioids without a prescription. So suggesting that expanding access to legal cannabis could improve more people with a safer substance. Because aren't we just trying to get opioids off the street?
Yeah.
Isn't that the point? Because of all the death that it's caused. So don't fight the marijuana, people.
Right. We're trying to keep you safe and healthy with the plant. Unlike Big Pharma, who makes all their money off getting off customers, not off cures.
No, exactly. Right.
So that I think personally that there is cures for some of these major diseases.
Did you hear that last week on the news? This past week that they were talking about pharma, the cost of our prescriptions is so much higher than every other country.
Yeah.
And they're saying, well, we need that money for research. How are we ever going to cure cancer if we don't have the money to research? I'm like, I think you all are lying.
Yeah.
You're finding ways to cause cancer problems.
Yeah. Here's the thing. They create a pill, and then they create an issue that pill will work for.
Right.
So
that's true. They do.
You know what I mean? They do. That's exactly what they do.
It's like, what can I do with this substance?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like Viagra. Yeah. Well, that was for a heart condition. Well, it turned out gave you a stiffy.
Yeah.
So now they market it as the stiffy pill.
Stiffy pill.
I mean, it's the same thing with a whole bunch of other things too. That's what they do. They create things. So, and this is funny, and we don't have to talk about it long, but I always fear that World War Z. I don't know if you saw that movie, but it's like a virus breaks out and then there's all these zombies and shit, right? I can see that happening because of the things that Big Pharma creates that, can do some serious damage. I mean, look at how COVID affected so many of us. I mean, granted, we just got sick. It wasn't like we turned into zombies,
But the fear it created, it was real. I mean, people were terrified.
Oh, I was terrified. I was so terrified. And I was working. We were trying to keep the business going, which I'm grateful I did.
And you helped a lot of people with COVID because that was the only thing that was helping relieve some of these symptoms.
They did research on that too, that it helps with that.
COVID.
And that SARS and all that stuff. MRSA. So it helps with all of that kind of stuff. So I just find it crazy that we could save that much money on health insurance costs. And
that's just our premiums, right?
Just by using a plant. So I think it's definitely worth looking into for sure. So boohoo, I'm sorry, Big Pharma is going to lose their lose all their customers
or something.
So whatever, Big Pharma.
Exactly.
But
So yeah, next, let's move on.
Okay.
We got a little recording in the background.
We do.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
ignore it.
Our voicemail picked up. So definitely apologize for that one. But we definitely appreciate you listening to us. Do you save that one for next?
All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll do that. All right, we will chat with you all later. Thank you for following us. Make sure you like and love us on all the socials. If you do not have an account, make sure you get one. That is super important.
Sign up for our newsletter.
Sign up for our newsletter, because then you find out about all our sales and all our goodies and all our new products that are coming on board. And next in October, that is our anniversary. 6 years. I think it's like my 8th for selling, and then 24s. We've been doing this stuff for 10 years now.
Oh my goodness.
How crazy is that? Yeah, so technically more than that if you go to 2010, but we'll say 2014 legally. But yeah, so make sure you follow us on all the good stuff. And if you ever have any questions, stop in and see us or send us an email at info@502hemp.com or give us a call 502-654-7100. Thanks again for listening. Keep it real. Hempin Happiness, hempsters.
Thanks.